This segment brought to you by Bone Extreme.
Well, like I said, a white turkey. Could you imagine?
No.
And this is a wild turkey. This isn't someone let it out, of the pen.
Yeah.
And he just walked right up, like the butterballs.
How did you?
Just walked right up. You know how good of a turkey caller I am.
Right.
What I ask
Back
you
to the hunt.
What I ask you when you
Back
killed
to
your
the
bird?
You want me to call him in naked or with feathers on him?
That's right.
And look out in the fields 400 yards away, and I see a white speck with a black speck. And I grab my binos, look through them, and sure enough it was old Whitey out there in the field. And first time I ever seen a white tom in the wild, and I was pumped. I slid out of the old Bronco and went up to the fence row. I sit up in it and watched him for 2 or 3 hours that afternoon. He never gobbled. He never strutted. The other tom that was with him, he strutted the whole afternoon and gobbled. I watched him walk across the field here and where I got the blind set now, and they went up in this corner of this field here. And when I was watching them, I cut back across and was standing at a fence post and watched old Whitey fly up in the tree. We had storms rolling in at that moment, and I was scared to death the storm was gonna blow him out. I come out here in this field here, and there's some like 3 rows of round bales, and I thought, well, I'll just stick my blind up in one of them round bales. And just so lucky, one of the round bales had been moved not too long ago, and there was a bare spot in the grass just for my blind, perfect. So I got it set up. Start turning daylight, and him and the other bird was gobbling, and they was roosted 2 tree lines over from where I'm sitting at now. I couldn't see them. They gobbled until they come off the roost and they stopped. Look and behold, a hen come to the right of the blind here a couple 100 yards away and seen my 2 hen decoys out there, and I was calling lightly, and she got all fired up, as you can hear in the video. She comes straight to the decoys, and it wasn't long after all her noise she was making, I looked up on top of the hill and see old Whitey standing there with his buddy. Did some light calling. The old hen, she come up and stand right next to my decoys. They committed and come down the hill, strutting side by side. White bird with a black bird. I mean, it's just a once in a lifetime hunt. Got him. Yeah.
Joey shot this bird, and it was so wet and so rainy and muddy when he shot this bird that he couldn't even take a good picture because of the white feathers.
Yeah.
And because of the blood, the harvesting of the animal. And it was almost like red clay. Because I asked Joey, I said, send me some pictures, He said, I couldn't even take none. The feathers were just, it was terrible. But the footage of that bird strutting in there, boy, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
He's beautiful. Great job, Joey. So glad to have you part of our show. And keep it up, brother.